tales of loss. Is this the most why does every Final Fantasy title screen look like a Star Destroyer? I swear that's not just me. Regardless. Hello and good evening. I'm gonna do a couple dailies. And by a couple I actually mean a couple because I played a little bit earlier today off stream. And probably unlock Pictomancer. And that should be it. Deca as a Gunbreaker is progressing well. I literally just by doing dailies like yesterday and today, I'm at level like 89. Yeah. So I'm right up against getting up to level 90 and being ready in terms of level at least for the Savage in a week. But I still need to do all the Tombstone stuff. Luckily, it seems like it's not going to be as bad as a grind as it could be. Now, in that spirit, I might as well hop right into a daily that I haven't done yet that gives me Tombstones. And I believe the last one is, yes, a normal raid. So we'll see if Take Privilege helps me out here. It does mean that, like, for the next couple days, perhaps in a very funny way, I'm going to be logging on just to get my my Tombstones. But I don't need that many more, right? In order to complete my set, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like 2 of the rings. So I just need 280 times 5, which is, what is that, 1,400? Which I guess is a good amount, actually. Yeah, I think I need 1,400 more Tombstones, don't I? Or 1,400 total, but I've got 130. So yeah, it is actually going to still be... I want to say the grind is over in my brain, because, oh look, I only have these 4 things at the bottom that are the cheapest. But, no. I do have a little bit further to go. At least when I get up to level 90, and, probably realistically tomorrow, it means that I won't have to worry about not even being able to equip the gear I'm getting anymore. I need to get back into this game? No, you don't. Hi, Sammy. No, you don't need to get back into Final Fantasy XIV. You are happier without it. I could only hope. I could only pray. What I should do, while I'm queued up actually, is I should look up Pictomancer Final Fantasy XIV. Where do I unlock this class? So to unlock this, I need Old Gridania X8 Y10. Joy of Pictomancy. Wait, isn't Old Gridania... Wait. Oh wait, you mean like literally the Black Shroud Gridania. Yeah, shit. Okay. Might as well start heading over there. The grind. Honestly, the grind isn't that bad. The grind is just getting some Tombstones. Hi, boys. Also, I have an email for you to see. I think it's a banger. Go ahead. Let's see. Old Gridania. Somewhere up here. I don't know what the coordinates are, so I'll just teleport. Apparently... should be like right here. Yep, there it is. Alright. I just shuffle around to figure out, because I didn't trust X and Y to behave logically. But as soon as we finish this daily, as soon as we finish this trial, we can get straight to Pictomancy. That is a pretty solid emote. That's a good one, Sammy. She's just happy to be here. Congratulations. Like, it does concern me. It makes me worried. This here is cheerless. They're not happy, but we're talking about the joy of Pictomancy. It's a contrast. perhaps even a contradiction. You can't be joyless around Pictomancy, buddy. What will the Pictomancers think? I'm very happy with it. It's cute. I hope that you enjoy it. But I am. Oh man, what am I even going to get when I get up to level 90? I get my Gnashing Fang, but AoE attack, which will be nice. I have no idea where I'm gonna bind it to. Actually, that's a question I have to worry about, isn't it? You know what's a little bit strange to me that I don't have on my binds? Shift V. Because I have Q and E, like around WSD. R, F, T, G, Y, and H. But like, I'm not using the Shift V key. Maybe that would make sense to use for, like a costly AoE attack? I'm not sure. Yeah, let's see if I can blow my nose before this trial goes off, though. Let's not knock my phone down. Up, up. You know what else I'm very excited for? I'm very excited to book Season 2 of Grand Slam Galaxy. I'm thinking about it literally every single day. Oh, and then there's this asshole. Hey, buddy. Omega, more like, you suck. Got him! Alright, everyone, get his ass. Just another second, and then we'll check. Alright, I don't have my give me all my cartridges button. I also only have 2 cartridges. Now that's the thing, I have to change it. Reconfiguring gender. I'm probably cute. Oh no, they're cute. No, I'm lucky. Okay. Why are you shaped like that, Omega? Like, be honest with yourself. I really love the idea, though, that I'm just looking at the dialogue and it's like trying to figure out which gender is most effective for combat, and it's like, good on you, buddy. That's a good evaluation standard about what you want. What's your gender? Combat. What's in your pants? A weapon. Oh, fuck. Sorry, buddy. Someone's picked up into here. I just noticed the spell. That's going to be very exciting, actually, about being a picked up into. Just seeing all the spells and stuff. Honestly, I'm just excited for that. That's going to be sick. Everyone's back to the upper. Wow, I got lucky there. I looked like I knew what I was doing. And I was just like, everyone's standing away from the boss. I should probably join them. Whoopsie daisy. clap. GG, right? Please. Oh, I said easy clap. Now I just look like an asshole. I feel like I should appreciate this fight more when I was doing it. This is sick. Is this his first attack? Nope, I'm misremembering. It's fine. Absolutely fucking right. I was just thinking to myself, man, I don't remember how this works. I wonder if anyone's yelling at me about it. And you know what? I was right. Will, you're rather quiet. You need to eat the mic. I think I just have the mic turned down slightly, but thank you. I'm conscious of my levels ever since playing through. Oh wait, is there a minion? No, get me out of here. I'm rather conscious of my levels ever since I noticed once during Grand Slam Galaxy. I was like, whoa, I'm way too loud right now. I'm going to turn myself down to make sure that everything's alright. But yeah. Hopefully it's better at least. So now, I don't think that there's really a good way for me to earn tombstones besides dailies. I mean, I know that there are ways, but like, it takes a long ass time. So, how about we unlock the class that Deca is going to dress up as in Dawn Trail so that we're ready. I think you can be a little louder versus the game. My problem is that I yell. You no longer sound like you're too far away from the mic. Thanks. I hope that me bumping into my desk was helpful. Now, there's a lockpick domancer. Oh my god, I forgot. I just remembered that I used to voice act, or at least attempt to voice act, for the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV. And I'm still terrible at it. Which is where I should be. I tried so hard, and I never got better. And I was a little bit upset about it. But it's fair. It's just who I am. Let's see. Matron, help me. One more complaint this day, and I swear. Forgive me my rambling, but please tell me you haven't come to make a complaint. I'll have you know, my evening is going swimmingly. My evening is going... I don't use swimmingly enough as a word. More people should be swimmingly, honestly. Well, I should warn you that a Moogle has been making a nuisance of himself here in Gridania. The palmed pest has been harassing adventurers in an attempt to rope them into some painting endeavor. Despite the lack of interest, he refuses to give up. You are an adventuring sort, are you not? If so, you would be wise to give that Moogle a wide berth. Unless you are the artistic adventuring sort. I suspect he's still lording in the Aetheroid Plaza if my tale has piqued your interest. I appreciate that everyone's just, like, kind of annoyed at this guy. Tried so hard and got so far, and in the end it didn't even matter. Listen. I didn't even progress at all. Time for Final Fantasy VI references for World to not get, and that's okay. They're just nice, odd names. I really appreciate that I gave you the... I'm going to call it muscle memory. To be like, that's a reference! And it's okay. It's okay. It's not important that you don't get it. I feel happy and mildly ashamed. That you're like, that's a reference! Well, it's okay. It's just fine. It's whatever. No, don't mind me. The reference doesn't... You there, Kupo? Yeah, fuck it. How would you like to do some painting? Not ordinary painting, mind you. Magic painting, where your works come to life. Your imagination's the limit. I like her outfit. I like both of their outfits. Those are good outfits. Poor Moogle just wants to paint with people. If a magical creature walked up to me and was like, do you want to do some magic painting? I don't think it would matter what I was doing. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I want to do some magic painting. Aw, Kupo nuts. Why won't anyone give me a chance? They could do so much good with the power of pictomancy. I might be interested in learning more about pictomancy. What did you say, Kupo? You're not pulling my palm, are you? You wish to know more about pictomancy? Truly? Hooray! Hooray! The name's Kupopo, and I'm extremely pleased to meet you, Kupo. I am the inheritor of a pictomancer's soul crystal, and I seek a creative individual who can carry on this arcane artistry. 100 history lesson is in order. Pictomancy was conceived some 1,500 years ago, in the dusk of the 5th Astral Era. While other schools of magic that originated during that period, such as black and white, are expressions of the caster's will, pictomancy relies on something even more abstract. The imagination. By channeling ether into a concept held in their mind's eye, a pictomancer can give form to the formless. It's a bit tricky to wrap your head around, I know. And that's precisely why the great Archon Realm, founder Pictomancy, incorporated the painter's tools into our art. A gifted artist as well as mage, Realm took up a brush instead of a staff, and wielded ether like paint to give shape to her imaginings. In this way was Pictomancy born, a magical discipline unlike any other. Kupo? Now, Realm was a charitable soul, and never, ever used her powers for self-serving ends. She dedicated her life to aiding and defending those in need. During the War of the Magi, Realm traveled the land and saved countless people with her pictomancy, and it was for those deeds that she earned a place among the 12 Archons. Wait, what? I think I forget what an Archon is. So, how about it? Would you like to take up the Archon's noble legacy and become, dare I say it, a realm reborn? Wonderful! Kupo, your enthusiasm warms my heart. As I have only one soul crystal, however, I must ensure that I entrust it to the right person. Therefore, before I grant you this dazzling opportunity, I require that you attend a job interview. Seek me out of the Carlane Canopy and be sure to come prepared with your fanciest pictomancious answers for my flurry of very professional questions. Oh my god. You know, at some point, I should probably... I wish there was a way to convey spiking your headphones in an emote, because if there was, I would totally make an emote out of it. I also can only hope that other people find that memory as funny as I do. Because... Oh, shit. Right here. Okay. Ah, there you are. I would have invited you to my cozy little hovel and put out tea and biscuits, except that I don't have a cozy little hovel, or any home to speak of for that matter. Such is the life of an ignorant Moogle. Kupo? I haven't a guild in my name either, so I can't order us tea and biscuits, but we can avail of ourselves of a table. It's a good bit, John. Thank you. But excuse me, John is my brother's name. Ahem. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce this interview commenced. Kupo, let's begin with the basics. Might I have your full name? Is this a trick? Do I not pass the interview unless I behave mysteriously? Or am I overthinking this and I should just give my full name? I'm gonna just go with I'm Dick as Sal. No, let's do it. My name doesn't matter. I'm no one of import. Ooh, how utterly mysterious. My palm's all a quiver. But that was a trick question, Kupo. I already know who you are, Mr. Warrior of Light. Right. On to the next question. What do you consider your primary vocation? I'm, between jobs at the moment. This is kind of true. I just have to see how they react to this. I'm between jobs at the moment. Oh, I apologize if I asked a sensitive question, but take heart, my friend. If you pass my interview, you'll become a certified pictomancer, and all the realm shall ooh and ah with you at you. And moving along to the next question, how would you rate your artistic abilities? My stick figure drawings are second to none. Well, I, for one, think stick figures are wonderful, as is your honest answer. You'll be pleased to know that pictomancy relies more on one's imagination than one's artistic abilities, so don't fret about your egregious lack of the Hey! Speaking of imagination, let's try and put yours to work. Tell me the first thought that enters your mind when you hear the word Moogle. Palm. Very little... They're letting. We're getting closer, closer, and closer to letting Deca say fuck. It's gonna happen. Furry little shites. I beg your pardon. That's a rather unsettling answer. But I suppose there's a fine line between genius and madness. I won't dwell on it, Kupo. Now, this next question is very important. Someone's in trouble. What do you do? Help them without question is typically what... Deca, do not say fuck. It is a trap. I didn't expect any other answer, Kupo. If I may ask a follow-up question, can you share a recent example where you approached this... Oh my god, what the fuck is this actual job interview? Come again. A hearer who's been inundated with complaints about my pictomancy pitches? Oh dear. That's rather disheartening, Kupo. But this isn't about me. What's important is that you are not wont to ignore the plight of another. That willingness to serve a greater purpose and emulate Archon Realm's example is the key to becoming a truly talented pictomancer. Having considered your answers, I reckon you have what it takes to become a capable pictomancer. I'm so relieved. I found you. Kupo? I deem you worthy of the soul crystal. However, I should warn you that it comes with some proverbial strings attached. A bit of emotional baggage, too. You see, several moons ago, I got into a terrible argument with my best friends. We went our separate ways, and I've not seen her since. I wish I could meet her again, try to reconcile more than anything. So if we hear aught of her during our journey together, I'd like you to lend me a helping hand. If you're still willing to train as a pictomancer with that condition in mind, then the soul crystal is yours. Just say the word, Kupo. So, you still wish to be a pictomancer in full acceptance of my condition? Then as promised, I bestow upon you the soul crystal. And to help you get started, I prepared a set of equipment. Hopefully it fits, Kupo. So that's the Dawn Trail success noise. Hang on, I'm trying to organize playing Peak with friends, and I just noticed another friend open it up. And now, is Peak up to 4 players, or is it only 3? Let me see. Total of 4 friends. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at who we are as a pictomancer. As soon as I remember how this works, I need to equip the brush and then the recommended gear, and then have this as a gear set, right? Yeah. And here's who I am. Oh God. Oh no. Okay. Oh no. This could be worse in terms of number of spells. Remove that. Remove that. Remove that. Sprint stays there. Right. What have we got? Pictomancer eschews the stab of a brush. Stab for a brush, painting their imaginings upon a canvas and bringing them to life through magic. By utilizing the creature canvas, the weapon canvas, and the landscape canvas, a variety of effects can be produced. Creature motifs are painted on the creature canvas and can be rendered to life through living muse, simultaneously granting a depiction of the rendered motif. Assembling depiction of palm and depiction of wings creates a Moogle portrait, allowing the execution of Mog of Ages. Weapon motifs are painted on the weapon canvas can be rendered to life through Steel Muse. When a hammer is painted on the canvas, Striking Muse can be performed, allowing the execution of Hammer Stamp. Landscape motifs are painted on the landscape canvas can be rendered to life through Scenic Muse. When a starry sky is painted on the canvas, Starry Muse can be performed, increasing the damage dealt by self and party members. The palette gauge and white paint can be accumulated by executing certain Aether Hue spells. Once your palette is sufficiently saturated with ether, you can consume a portion of the palette gauge to execute Subtractive Palette, which will temporarily alter the properties of your Aether Hue spells, significantly enhancing them. Additionally, white paint can be spent to execute Holy and White. I'm appreciating, also, I just realized the pun of going through a job interview to unlock a new job. That's mildly funny. I mean, it sounds like all it is I pick... There's spells I cast to paint on the palette, and then there's spells I cast to execute what's on the palette. That doesn't sound that bad. But I don't know what my bread and butter spells are yet, so that's going to be a bit of a thing to figure out. For right now, let's just vaguely organize our UX so that's better. And then I kind of just want to go through and fight a dummy before I do the tutorial, but I might as well do the tutorial first. Very nice. Now you literally embody the soul of a Pictomancer, Kupo. While a Pictomancer's brush may look like a big paintbrush, it is in fact a stylized variety of staff. That said, you're probably wondering why we don't just use staves. Put simply, it's much easier to bring your imagination to life through the medium of art. Magic brushes and ink allow a Pictomancer to express abstract thoughts in a deliberate manner, Kupo. As I mentioned, though, it's ultimately your imagination that matters the most. For with the wisdom of Pictomancers passed at your disposal, you already possess the artistic skills you require. Now, as much as I would love for you to get to the painting right away, there is something else we must do first. We must go to Nafika's altar and apologize to the hero you mentioned. And by we, I mean me. Off we go, Kupo! UI. UX is overall flow. UI is actual visual. Did I say UX? Yeah. I was almost a UI engineer instead of an AI engineer. I'm very, very happy that I'm an AI engineer. First mission is basically hit a dummy. Yeah, that's what I was assuming / hoping for. My instinct is just to organize everything immediately, but I don't even know what my spells are for like any of my basic stuff. So hopefully this will just show me. And I can start just grinding Pictomancer up to 90. Is the game small? Wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna worry about that in a second. For the love of the elementals, no more complaints. Ah, I beg your pardon, adventurer. That Moogle there, is that perhaps? Indeed. I'm the one who caused you much trouble. It wasn't my intention to do so, and I've come to beg forgiveness. Kupo? Oh, I see. As you appear to be genuinely remorseful, all I ask is that you refrain from aggressive solicitations henceforth. Agreed? You have my word, Kupo! Now that I found a capable Pictomancer, my soliciting days are over. I'm relieved to hear it. With this matter settled, I may turn my attention to another situation. Oh? And what situation might this be? Distressing noises coming from an empty manor in the gentry's ward. Fiends are believed to be haunting the cellar, and their nightly clamors keeping the surrounding residents awake. I do like the little ruffled collar on this outfit, that's cute. Fiends, you say? A Deca here will deal with them, Kupo? Remember, it is in the spirit of the Pictomancer to lend a helping hand, to shine a light of hope for those in need. This is also a welcome opportunity to put your newfound skills to the test. Rest assured, I'll be there to offer sage advice every wing flap of the way. Your offer of aid is kind indeed, and I accept it with thanks. The Gentry's ward is situated just past Apkalu Falls. Proceed there when you are ready. And ready we are, aren't we, Deca? Let the Pictomancy training begin. Kupo? Bread and butter spell is stone and yellow. Right. Well, I'm kind of hoping it'll just tell me what to cast. Is this in the city? Oh. What instance starts from inside the city? Yeah, well, experienced as a Pictomancer, are we, Lex? Now I'm curious what's stone and yellow, because I saw fire and red. Motif, living muse, surecast, hammer stamp, hammer motif, steel muse, blizzard, cyan. There is no stone and yellow. Oh, fire 2 and red. Wait, fire and red and fire 2 and red. I understand that one is... No, one of them... Wait, is there any reason to have both of these? Oh, grants fire damage. This is AoE, this is single target. Okay, got it. Excuse me. Fire and red. Ah, yeah. Okay. I feel less immediately foolish. The Gentry's ward lies beyond these gates. Are you ready to put your skills to the test, Kupo? I'm ready to paint up a storm. Let's go. Excellent! Time to clear out that manor, Kupo. I'm a little bit nervous about how low my item level is, but we just won't worry about that. Here we are, Kupo. I sense monsters lurking below. But before we charge in, allow me to expound upon the fundamentals of Pictomancy. You must first paint a motif on canvas. Only then can you bring it to life. But the paint is a metaphor, right? Try making a palm motif. Go on, don't be shy. Well done, Kupo. Now to unleash it upon your foes. Focus your magics on that striking dummy and summon your palm muse. Okay. Palms away! Splendid work, Kupo. Next, give me your best wing motif. Okay. Oh, sick. Very good, Kupo. Now you may invoke your wing muse against our friend the striking dummy. Now I've made a Moogle. With palms and wings fresh in your mind, I want you to imagine what these muses could accomplish together. By fusing them, you'll give life to a fantastical Moogle, Kupo. Think big, magnificent thoughts, and then visit your new friend, Mog of the Ages. Okay. Excellent! Kubo! He may not be as winsome as yours truly, but he should serve you well enough. Aside from your Moogle, a hammer stamp is an excellent alternative to pummeling foes. But if you wish to provide support, I recommend inspiring your allies with a starry muse. Never stop dreaming up those motifs, Kupo. Your allies will thank you, and your enemies won't know what hit them. It takes some getting used to, so feel free to experiment, Kupo. I'll be here when you're ready. Okay, so I have my basic fire in red, which is just my arrow in green, water in blue. Cute. So that's just my basic spell. And I have Holy and White. Deals unexpected damage to target and all enemies nearby for a potency of 480 for the first enemy and 65% less for all remaining enemies. Can only be executed on the... What? Okay, that's white paint, and so we got fire and red. Arrow and green, water and blue. And that gives me a white paint dot. Then I've got Addle, which is just a debuff spell. I'm gonna start organizing stuff like this. I can't swap class right now, can I? Damn. Can I reset enemy? Hang on, wait. Can I swap to see what my bindings are in Sage real quick? No. Okay. Swift cast, which I vaguely remember being somewhere up there. Temporary card creates a barrier on itself that absorbs damage totaling 20% of maximum HP. Is that only me? Okay. Sleep. Put target and all nearby enemies to sleep. Well, it's a fun spell, but one I won't be using very often. Mog of the Ages. That's that. So now I can go boop. Execute it. Boop. Execute it. And then that lets me mog out. Okay. Surecast, I'm just gonna move up here for a second. Hammer stamp and hammer motif. That does that. And then I can't do hammer stamp, I have to do striking muse. Render a mighty hammer granting 3 stacks of hammer time. Can only be executed while in combat where hammer is painted on the weapon canvas. Deal unexpected damage for critical as a critical direct hit. So this is just a goop of three big AoEs. Okay. So this doesn't actually do anything. But I can't do creature motif because I have to do this first. Deal arena palms dealing unexpected damage to target all nearby enemies with a potency of 770% less for all remaining enemies. And then this is just a pair of wings. So no damage, but then I execute it to 700 for the first enemy and 70%. So that's the same attack as the Moogle attack, just different. And now I can do Mog of the Ages. Straight line, 870% for all remaining enemies. Okay. So this is like my AoE set. This confuses me. If this is an AoE, why would I ever use hammer stamp? Because all this does is it paints a hammer. And this gives me 3 stacks of hammer time, which lets me immediately do this. Is it because it's a critical hit? Yeah, I guess. And also, when I use Mog of the Ages, it goes on cooldown for 30 seconds, which I guess makes that better, question mark. Blizzard and Cyan. Can only... What is the subtractive palette? Okay. Maybe it'll be explained to me if I just go on. All set, Kupo? Then it's time we silence that noise. I'm almost tempted to just go back and do like a level 15 dungeon just to like understand the very basics. The infestation is worse than I expected. We should clear out these ones first. Let's make a lesson of it, Kupo. By casting spells of different hues, your palette will begin storing ether. With a sufficiently saturated palette, you may avail yourselves of the subtractive palette's increased might. Palette gauge will fill when performing a single target combo starting with fire and red. Area of effect combo starting with fire and red. Fire 2 and red will also fill the palette gauge. When the palette gauge reaches 50, you'll be able to use subtractive palette. When subtractive palette is active, you'll be able to cast stronger ether use spells. Okay. Oh, fuck. Hey, what's up, gentlemen? I'm gonna die. Whoops. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, do I have to go through the... I have to go through the whole tutorial again. Oh, there's a gear coffer I was supposed to open? God only knows where it ended up. Well, does anyone need a 2B card, by the way? That would explain it. Oh my god. No, go back. I liked the other game better. Alright. Do I search call? Alright. Excellent. Time to clear out that mana combo. Alright, well, let's try this again. Hopefully it was just I was, you know, a fifth of the level that I was supposed to be, and that this will be easy. But first we gotta get back because I made a mistake. Whoopsie daisy. Can only execute. This action does not share recast time mode. So that does single target damage 710. That does. Sorry, what do you want me to do? This does AoE damage to target. I think that's everything, isn't it? So this uses white paint. God, honestly, the biggest thing will just be going through and trying to remember what's optimal in what situation, because I have a lot of different AoEs here. And it's a little bit confusing to me about what is, what I'm supposed to do? Because it doesn't seem like, I don't have combos, I have paint lines, you know? And I guess there's a very big cooldown on these paint lines, so I have to like swap between the three of them, I assume. It's kind of neat. I like the idea, the concept of store, essentially, you know, doing a combo, but I get to store the combo, essentially. It's kind of neat. You're supposed to do damage. Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Bryce. Let's head out. Right. So what does this do? This just sets up Starry Muse. Increasing damage done by self and party members by 5%. So that's all. Alright. They can't use it? Have they locked out since? Are they expecting me to do specific stuff? Oh, I can't. What? Regardless, yes, I do notice the fact that I'm actually doing damage now, which is very reassuring. Oh, I'm gonna have to get used to standing still while casting again, which should be an interesting experience. Oh, hey, look, there's stone and yellow. We found it. Nice. I'm like curious what that casting gear you even had. It was just what... Actually, no. I mean, I guess that wasn't the standard Pictomancer gear, was it? That's a good question. What did I have? Well, we can see, can't I? Because I didn't actually reset the gear list. Oh, no, I did. Ah, rip. Big man. Ah, now that's an obnoxious noisemaker. Kaboom! Since you've grasped the basics, I'll leave you to your Pictomancy. Show that Spiggin what for. The Decker got crushed by a rock. If your enemy's movements begin to overwhelm, bring one of your muses to life. I'm fucking working on it, buddy. Let me buff myself. Oh, that's cute. Is it thunder, ice, and stone? That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That it's the combo with the elements that I'm not using in my basic combo. This does feel pretty basic, all things considered. Like, I don't know if that's unfair of me, but this feels like, for a level 80 character, like, there's not that much actually going on in terms of execution. Like, you clear your inventory regularly. Yeah, I do. Damn you, cool Deca. Let's find some pants to put on you at some point. Put gear in inventory instead of directly into armory chest previously, but new hard drive, new install setting would have been reset. No, I never did that. Well, why would I want to do that? Well done, Deca. I knew you'd make an excellent pictomancer from the first. Did you really, though? Of course I did. Moogle's honor. In any case, with those clamorous fiends gone for good, the residents can rest easy once more. But come, let's quit this place. The dampness doesn't agree with my fur. Because I remember going back after the deep dungeon level 83 picture like this rotation feels empty now. I really feel like once you get to level 90, it opens up your rotation. It adds a lot to your rotation. That's mildly concerning. Because a lot of my time as Pictomancer is going to be spent doing sub-level 90 stuff while I unlock all the dungeons and any dailies or raids that I do. Allow me to congratulate you on a successful first outing, Deca. The Pictomancers of Eld would be proud. Though you may yet be a novice to the art, as a veteran adventurer, you've grasped the fundamentals quickly. As well you should, Kupo. Archon Realm didn't urge her disciples to roam the star for their own amusement, you know. She wished for them to intimately understand the wider world, to journey to lands unknown and savor every discovery, to revel in sensations, emotions, yes, even in danger. For these experiences enrich the palette of the imagination, making one's Pictomancy all the more vibrant. Kupo? You are returned. Sup? I began to worry and came to see whether all was well. Dare I hope you've dealt with the fiends? Yeah, we're all good, buddy. Actually, I'm from the source. Pretty common mistake. Mods? Express disappointment in that chatter. Toucan, shouldn't you be kicking my ass in chess right now instead of making puns? Oh, it's my move. Yeah, that's fair. I definitely made a mistake. I definitely was like, why don't I simply be aggressive? And being aggressive was not the choice I should have made. So good job, Toucans. I was a fool. I don't like any of my options. Sorry, I'm looking at chess now because I got distracted. Could I? I do this. They do that. Is that my best option? It feels like a pretty shitty option. Whatever. I'll worry about that later. I'm not gonna get distracted by it. You're doing great. You're kicking my butt. Wonderful, wonderful. With this, all outstanding matters of concern have been addressed, and like the resident of the Gentry's ward, I too may sleep soundly once more. You both have my heartfelt gratitude. May the matron keep you wheresoever you go. You should go. Did you see how happy we made him? That's the power of pictomancy for you. And this is only the beginning. As part of your training, you and I shall travel near and far, searching for those in need just as Archon Realm once did. But you mustn't forget our promise either. Before we take to the road, I'd like to see if the locals know anything about my friend. In the meantime, I bid you dedicate yourself to honing your skills. Kupo? Alright, we're Pictomancer. Next up, get Pictomancer level 83. So I actually have to decide what I want my, Wait, I can cast this right now? Yeah, that makes sense. So, I actually have to decide what I want my rotation to be. Which is hard, because I've got 3 different motifs, but none of them are actually attack spells. I almost want to put the motifs on shift 1, shift 2, and shift 3, and then put the actual attack parts of them on 1, 2, and 3. But if I did that, where would I put the actual attacks? I put it on control 1, control 2, and control 3, I guess. That's an option. Generally, I think you want to prep the motifs outside of combat / between combat. But then, like, is my main rotation just hitting fire and red until I have enough paint to do cyan and blizzard and cyan? Like that whole thing? Is that what I'm doing? Like the motif? Okay. Why would I ever use fire 2 in red when I could be prepping and then using Palm Muse, which deals way more damage? Like, more than double damage. Why would I ever use fire and red too? Big hits on long cooldown. Okay, that makes sense. So, in combat, it's a big cast time that you can't move out of during either. God, I'm just trying to connect in my brain. Well, we're going to Ishgard, because Ishgard is... Wait! Isn't there a striking dummy out the south side of town, actually? In, like, that training camp? I need a striking dummy. I need to fight something. Like, isn't there a striking dummy somewhere down here? That I swear I could remember from, like, the start of the game. There's like a training camp here. Yes, with striking dummies. Haha! I'm so smart and handsome. Okay. So, let me just go through and get rid of all of my motifs real quick. Let me just sort of reset. That's a big range on that. And then what was my last thing? It was... Where is my last spell? Which is like painting, buffing my team? Is it just Scenic Muse? Can only be executed in combat when a landscape motif is depicted on the landscape canvas. I'm confused. Did I miss it? Can I not have multiple motifs at once? Okay. Let me confirm real quick where my standard spells are on Sage. Who else is mad at me? You. I only hit you once. Calm down. So Sage, I mean, I've got... I guess my only equivalent... I don't have a caster equivalent, so I don't know... Like, yeah, I've got Swift Cast and Lucid Dreaming, which are similar, but Sage, I need Swift Cast next to Res so that I can use it instantly when I need it. As a Pictomancer, I don't have a, like, hard requirement. Like, in before Deca buys a house just to have a striking dummy at home. I mean, listen, it's not tempting. I'm just trying to think in my brain what makes the most sense here. Because these just don't make sense to me yet. Like, when I use Starry Sky motif, that lets me use... Where's this spell? Put me in combat so I can cast stuff. That let me use Starry Muse. Which lets me execute Subtractive Palette without cost. So now I can cast these without spending mana? Okay, that's kind of interesting. Are they very expensive? They're not super expensive. They're 400 each. I guess it's kind of like a nice bonus. And then there's this hammer motif, which I then need to execute this to do, and then I get big hammer button. And that's on a 60-second cooldown. So then I go to painting my palm motif and going through this rotation. Execute that. That's on a long 30-second cooldown. So this is when I go back to just casting normal spells. And whenever I can, I can cast white paint as a bonus. I mean, the annoying thing to me is that the palm motif is the only one out. Like, hammer is... They all use a different amount of buttons. which is giving me trouble of glocking this in my brain. We've got the palm motif, which uses throughout its whole ability set 1 button, a button to execute, and then a button to use a special spell. We've got hammer motif, which does 1 button, and then essentially another button just to enable it, and then actual hammer stamp to do damage. So like this is doing damage, and then I get an ultimate. This is just enable myself doing damage, and this is just give me a buff, which I assume I basically want to execute whenever I'm possibly capable of doing so. Because it's got like a 2-minute cooldown, it's a great buff. Like I get all that. And then I got fucking sleep, which is objectively hilarious that they tried to make sleep useful by giving it a radius. How about fire? All casters are sleep and addle. Do they buff sleep to be AoE for everyone? You switched my job. No. No, white mage gets a lame ass range 30, radius 0. If tank dies, caster can sleep to pause the fight. Assuming that no one auto attacks or does anything to break it in that time. But, and that's where I get a pull, yes, of course. Might as well, while I have white mage, just move this. What level even is my white mage? Oh, 70 still. Alright, swap back. Unfortunately, the throes of exhaustion are taking me, so I don't think I'm going to stream for that much longer, but I want to try to figure out my UI, or just my keybinds, before I move on. I just want to, like, feel mildly comfortable with my picks. I think I need to give up. Let's just keep the basic spells on 1. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the palm motif spell seems like the one I'm going to be doing the most. So it gets to live on 3, 4, 5. The hammer spell gets to live on M5. And the scenic spell, put that on M5. And the scenic spell gets to live on M4. Now, I won't be executing enough for it to matter enough to be on M4. I'll put it on... These do not need to be cast often enough for them to be justified being on my quick hit bar. Like, M5, M4 should only be for spells that I'm casting often. Maybe what I do is I put... Smudge is cute, for the record. I love Smudge as a spell. That's adorable. Is it just me, or is this like a very small number of spells for a level 80 character? Like, this is just a small number of actions. Like, I was a level 80 Gunbreaker not that long ago. My number of spells was like all of this plus this entire right side of the hand full bar picked up. Picto is kind of simplified, yeah. Yeah, this is like... My Gunbreaker had like 5 more buttons to press at this level. Um, Okay, so if I keep fire on 1 and 2, I'm gonna dedicate control to Starry. Oh god, I screwed up all my buttons now. I don't know where anything is. Where is Starry Sky motif and Starry Sky Scenic Muse? Those are going to be dedicated to Control M4. Those are going to be dedicated to these buttons, so that when I need to cast them, it's just those 2 buttons. Back to back. I'll keep the Mog here, which means that I have space to put Hammer. I can put... This is the spell, right? No, that paints a hammer. This is what actually lets me stamp. So this can go on M5, because this is my, like, attack spell. Like, M4 to paint it. I kind of want to put, then, Control M... or Shift M4 for Starry Sky motif. No. So M4 paints, Shift M4 activates, and then M5 does it. Meanwhile, Control M5, M4 is just those. My basic combo is 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. Lucid Dreaming can go on Shift M1. Barrier spell to reduce damage. Addle can go on the shift keys because that's what I do with tank, so that makes sense to me. Dash I'm going to put to the side right now. Sharecast I'm just going to put in control because I never used that spell. Swiftcast I'll put in control too because that's where I have it for White Mage. Sleep can be wherever, it doesn't matter. Blizzard and Cyan. Blizzard and Cyan and Blizzard 2 and Cyan can go on QE, and I'll put on my Alt key R. That's where I'll put the subtractive palette. So I'm mashing 1 and 2. Now I get through, I get my paint up. Do I only get paint when I finish the combo? That makes sense, but I want to pay attention. Okay. Bam, I get it. Now I'm casting. Okay. So that makes my brain happy there. I'd figure out where to put Holy and White. Shift F feels like fine enough. Because this is just my Eye of White paint cast a thing. Can I not cast this? I can't cast this while I'm under the effects of the buff, I assume? Yeah, okay, I have to wait for the buff to go away. Then I can prep it. Which is kind of neat, because then I can prep it and then I can execute it when it's off cooldown. Which is nice, I suppose. Okay. I think I'm about fine. Let's do a dungeon. Let's do one dungeon, and then I am EP. Let's just do a leveling thing. 1/6 for single target, control 1/6 for AoE, shift 1/6 for buffs. If I get past 6, I start crying. Yeah, that's fair. I'm lucky that I've got a mouse with buttons on the side. Typically, I think like 1 through... my usual thing with a lot of my other classes is that 1 through 5 is my basic bread and butter buttons. My mouse buttons are reserved for stronger attacks that I have to hit every so often. My shift keys tend to be buffs, and then my Q, E, R, F, T, G keys tend to be like my best spells, essentially, for lack of a better phrasing. Those are like the spells like with a long cooldown, but they're powerful and they feel good to press. Average wait time of 11 minutes. Oh my god, I'm gonna miss tank privilege, aren't I? How's my chess game against toucans going? I didn't expect chess.com to display a "there's an error" gif, which is incredibly funny, but I think chess.com is down right now. I can't even look at that. Do I want to queue up for 11 minutes or do I want to go to sleep? How much of a mess is my... how disastrous will it be to try to get my inventory in? What is all this elegant stuff? Can I just get rid of this? Do I need this? And be honest with me. Do I need any of this? This I definitely don't need. Dump high elegant stuff. Just dump it? Alright. Dreadroom leg gear. Why do I have so many random coffers? The coffers are fun for glams. Well, I'm getting Pictomancer glams then. But you're telling me I can just straight up throw out all these high elegant keystones that I won't be mad about it. Or get you 12 gil? Yeah, alright. Can I not use this if I'm not... that's so annoying. Alright. Let's trash all this. See if I can get my inventory in order during this queue at least. Can I assume that I can also trash these irregular tombstones of Genesis 2? This Crack Stella cluster. Yeah, this must also be trash, right? Like all this is just trash. I have to assume. There's more of that. Some materia. I'm just going to organize this up here before I move it to my saddlebag. That's all my crafting stuff. Got some random armor boots. Hey, what's up, Ice? Let me just get my second page clear right now. That's all just crafting stuff now, so that makes me happy. I've got all this Asphodel's stuff. Do I want to keep or trade any of this in, or do I want to just trash this as well? I can start putting this material away. I offer to for Q if you'd like. You know what? I would really appreciate that. It's very kind of you. It's just that easy. Alright. Let's see what level we are, and let's see how much kit I have to play with. Oh no! I hate this dungeon so much now. This is the oh fuck, it's going real dungeon. Well, I hope that you won't need a DPS check or anything during these polls, because otherwise, uh-oh, Scooby. I probably shouldn't be doing this. Do I have any instant cast spells? Oh, I don't, do I? Because that's cast. So, yeah, my best instant cast stuff is the hammer, which I guess I have now. Uh-oh. I buffed myself, and I don't have to worry about cost for these. I should probably be targeting like the middle. That's fine. Cast this. I forgot that I have better AoE stuff. And might as well just use it. Good job. Pom Pom. I believed in you the whole time. Look, I even used sleep properly. Aren't you proud of me? Okay, I'm kind of understanding. You know, the nice thing is that actually training as a training as a tank recently should help me out with this class, because I've said before, tanks in Final Fantasy XIV are very much about paying attention to a bunch of timers. And that's what Pictomancer as a class seems to be about. It seems to be paying attention to a bunch of timers. It's like a weird fusion of like the tank like archetype in terms of how you're pressing your buttons with casting. Is that unfair of me? Because that's how it feels right now. I totally forgot how dodging this worked. So did everyone else. It's fine. I thought I had a little bit more time and just got hit. Sorry, healer. I love the giant hammer. The giant hammer is very important to my motivation to keep playing this class. Being able to actually cast from across the arena is also, I gotta admit, pretty sick. Okay, I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get it a little bit. It's kind of... Whatever makes the class make sense is valid. I consider it like paint mixing and organizing. Hang on, I need to deal with what's on screen before I worry about that. Get all my buffs up and ready. Now we fall. Big man. Okay. Okay, I think I'm getting it. It's just a matter of knowing how to play this class optimally is going to be like a whole nother ball game. Because just hit the buttons when they're off cooldown is relatively easy, but knowing when to hit the buttons, knowing when I have time to paint my motifs, knowing when I should be cashing out, etc., that is going to be an entirely different issue. Especially when my goal so much of the time is going to be just get the cooldowns running as quick as possible. Wait, was my Pictomancer thing just broken? I thought this cost 50. But I was at 25 and now I'm still at 25. Did I see that incorrectly? Weird. Yeah, I don't know much about casting characters because this is my first one, but like the rhythm that this character plays at is very familiar to me just after coming off of tank. This is very much how I would play tank, is how I'm paying attention to playing this class. And I don't know if that's the same for other casted characters. I kind of have to assume so. Does this buff have a range? Hang on, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if my buff has a range or not. I think it doesn't, because I think it was on Bryce, and I definitely wasn't within that circle when it was Bryce's pickup. So I think I don't think it does. But I'll have to pay attention to that now. I guess the only point of comparison I have for ranged casters at this level is like Samurai, which are very clearly different classes, but Samurai was so combo focused and so interconnected that I was expecting ranged casters to kind of be like that, but with, how do I express this properly? I was expecting ranged casters to kind of be that, except they, bam, 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 except like they had to stand still when pressing their buttons. So it not being that is not unwelcome, it's just a little bit surprising to me. Well, perhaps unfairly so. Perhaps this should have been my expectation, but still, you hopefully understand. Starry Skies is, I think, like ley lines. Make a small area stand it. Now Samurai is combo focused beyond all other DPS classes, so yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's my only real touch point for DPS is Samurai, because I played Machinist, but I played Machinist up until like, what, level 60? Maybe I upgraded it to level 70 at some point. Like, I never really got that deep into Machinist. I definitely am much further on the side now of when people go, oh, I haven't really played, you know, when we were doing the first extremes for A Realm Reborn and everything, and people were like, oh, it's really weird not having my full toolkit, this is almost a little bit boring. I definitely understand that now. After finally getting to the point where I have my full toolkit available, and now I have to go back to relatively simple combos and casts and everything when I do dailies, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, this is... I do kind of wish I could hit all my buttons. It would almost be interesting to see them try to come out with level 50 content today that was like difficult, you know, in terms of just like, yes, you don't have to worry as much for your button rotations, but the difficulty of actually hitting all of your like passing, dodging all the opponent's attacks, and like actively keeping up with the DPS and everything and dealing with all that makes it hard enough to be like hard for modern players. That's called Unreal's fair play. Unreal's a level of Final Fantasy XIV I will never experience, and I will not be sad about that. Maybe I'll be a little bit bummed about it, but only because I'm an idiot. Ow. Help. 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 That help was a lot more like, ah, oh, someone will help me, and a lot more, somebody please help me. Oh. Good job, me. You're paying attention. Good job, me. You got hit. Nope, I dodged. The hammer attack is incredibly comedic. Oh my god, was there a group attack that I wasn't paying attention to? I'm so sorry, I was looking at my buttons. I didn't hear anything, but everyone was no longer standing next to me, so I just kind of assumed I screwed up. Oh! Why behind him first? Am I an idiot? Apparently, me and Bryce are the two people who successfully dodged that, and I didn't even start successfully dodging it. Apparently, I'm the one who's successfully dodging this. Okay, so let's have a strategy meeting. What just happened? And why am I alone? Help. I'm scared. %, HP, best to reset. Listen, I died in the first like 20% of this dungeon when I was first playing Sage, and the tank was a paladin, and they got through the entire boss fight by themselves while I cheered from the sidelines. They owned that fight. And it sounds to me like they were just a better paladin than you. This is a joke. Please tank. You let me skip the queue times. Please tank. That's tank privilege. You don't get solo bosses. You DPS now. Well, yeah. Oh, fuck. I'm paying attention, I promise. Why me? Stop, Sue. It is so hard to tell where that attack is actually going to hit. The UI just seems kind of buggy. Why is it telling me that I can press my activate ability button for the Starry Sky buff when I can't? Okay, what? How does this work? Just be over here. I didn't see, I'm sorry! Yoink. Got it. Always me! I choose to just tank it as the tank knows that the boss knows that I am a danger. I've been playing Pictomancer for like 5 minutes. You better fear and respect me. Oh, I get to limit break. Oh, I don't have limit break on my... Wait, no, I'm finding limit break. Damn it! I got so excited. It wasn't meant to be. Not for me, not this time. But I completed my first dungeon. There you go. I'm a Pictomancer now. Yeah, that, you know, once I had it in my hands and I kind of accepted, like, mentally, like, oh, Pictomancer is just tank in terms of dealing with recharging stuff. That feels pretty good in the hands, actually. Like, I'm relatively happy with my first setup. I'm more interested in, like, I assume eventually there will be, like, options. Like, I can choose to either draw a hammer or draw a sword, and that'll mean that I'll probably have to mess with my stuff. Like, I assume... Yeah, like claw motif. Like, I can draw claw and maw on the creature canvas. I can draw... I assume there's a separate weapon somewhere. Are all these just named motifs? Yeah. So what other motifs will I get? Is it just claw and maw for the creature motif? Is there no other weapon or landscape motifs? Huh. That is shocking. Genuinely shocking. You're already putting more... It's incredibly simple. You're already putting more thought into this class than the designers did. Oof. Do I want to play this for a full expansion? Or should I just play Viper? I mean, there's nothing stopping me from, like, leveling up Black Mage to level 90 or something like that. Like, this seems interesting to me as a concept. I like this class conceptually. But, like, I look into it and I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like there's not that much here. Viper's also not entirely complex. God, that makes me kind of worried. Like, I've been wondering, of course I have, about, like, hey, what does it mean for Final Fantasy XIV if they keep expecting to put, like, +3 buttons on everyone's hotbar each expansion? Like, eventually people are just going to run out of spaces on the keyboard. And I'm definitely, as a player, motivated by new mechanics. Like, I don't want to say Samurai is my favorite class that I played so far, but Samurai might be my favorite class that I played so far. Playing a melee DPS and, like, bouncing between all the different combos while worrying about positioning, while worrying about everything else, like, it's been neat. But as someone who's buys the hell, Samurai is a fantastic class. I mean, yeah. Alright. I think I'm going to call it there. Bryce, thank you for helping me avoid queue times. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just going to go to bed. Tomorrow, I will not be streaming. Tuesday, I will also probably not be streaming. Probably. Maybe I will be. So, Wednesday, I'll be grinding some more tomestones, I think. At this point, with Gunbreaker, in order to get ready for Saturday, all I need is about 1,000 more tomestones, which is all I need is hell. But that just means I need to play some dailies, which... Honestly, maybe by Wednesday, even though I'm not going to be streaming Monday and Tuesday, I'm probably going to log on each of those days just to do dailies to get tomestones. So for all I know, come Wednesday, I'll be ready as a Gunbreaker, and, like, we'll go back to Elden Ring or something. Neat. Alright, Bryce, when are we doing a speedrun again? When are we doing the speedrun again, Bryce? Round 2, baby. We'll cut our time down from 23 hours to 20. Let's go. Just so that we can get back to hour 14, baby. Let's go. Hour 14, the best hour. Love hour 14. Let's go, hour 14. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.